Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to design your first mobile app screen in Figma. If you've been following the course, we have already learned about auto layout, typography, components and styles. Now it's time to bring all the designs together into a real design. Okay, so we will design a login screen, which is one of the most simplest but the most important app screen. Alright, so let's get into a clean space here, and then I'm going to go to frame. All right, and then I'm going to move to the right panel here and choose iPhone 14 and 15 Pro Max. Okay, so basically what I like doing is I'm going to move down here, I'm going to apply a layout guide to help in alignment. I'm going to change this to columns and then give it a width of a margin of 36 this way. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to assets here on the left panel. Okay, I'm going to go to assets and then pick a status bar. So I'm going to just type in status bar. Okay, this way. Let's wait for it to load. So I'm going to pick this one, the iOS and the iPad. So I'm just going to drag it to my design this way. Okay, and then change the positions to 24, then to 24 this way. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to see whatever I'm designing, how it is going to appear on the real screen. So I'll just go to my right panel here on the drop down menu and then preview it this way. Okay, so as you can see, we have this here. So the next thing, I'm going to pick a text and then type in welcome back, since it is a sign-in screen or login screen. Then I'll move back to my right panel and then change it to bold and then the font size to 24 this way. Let me just drag it this way. Then move back to the right panel and then alignment here, I'm going to center it this way. All right, then that is good. Let me send it up a little this way. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to duplicate it, Ctrl D, and then I'm going to send it down here and then type sign in. Okay, since this is a subtext, I'm going to reduce the font size here. I'm going to change the font size to 20 and then change it to semi bold. Okay, so let me just close this and make it very well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the right panel again and then center this also. Now I want this to be together, okay, so that I'll check the gap between these two. So I'm going to click on this and then hold shift and click on welcome back and then apply an auto layout, which is shift A. Right, so if you want to know how to use auto layout, check out a previous video I did on this on my channel. So I'm going to go to the right panel where I see gap. I'm going to put in 15. That's the gap I want to be between these two. As you can see, there's a gap that have been left here. Okay, so go back here and then center it very well. So the next thing I have to do is the placeholder. So I'm going to pick a text and then type in something like enter your email this way. Okay, so let me send that on a straight horizontal line. So I'm going to change the font size here to be 16 and then change this to be regular. Okay, so since it is going to be a placeholder, I want to change the color for this. Okay, and make it DADA. Okay, something like this. Okay, so they have to click in and then enter their email, and it's a placeholder. So I'm going to click on it, shift A to apply an auto layout, and then I want to give it a height of 56 and then move down here and give it a corner radius of 10. All right, and then shift it to this side Okay, so this side here like this. All right, so I want to enter your email to move to the beginning. So I'm just going to click here where alignment is. I'm just going to click here, align left, and then it goes there. All right, so I don't want the spacing here to be, white. So I'm going to go to fill, okay, and click on this. So I'm going to put in some color there, and let's do F8, F9, FA, something like this. Okay, so the distance between welcome back and the first placeholder, I'll just click, okay, the 2, I'll select the 2 and then reduce the gap. I want the gap to be 36, the spacing here, so I'll just make it 36 here. Okay, so I don't want to redo this whole process again, so I'm just going to click on it and then Control D and then move it down here. Okay, make sure it is always centered. Then I'm going to change this. Instead of enter your email, okay, I'm going to make it enter your password. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so I want to check the distance between these two, so I'm going to select the 2 and then I apply an auto layout, and I'm going to give it a gap of 24. Okay, so I want something this way. Yeah, so the next thing I want to add here is remember me, so users can remember their password without signing in every time. The system will just remember everything for them. So remember me here. Okay, so I'm going to put in a box where they can just check, and then the system will remember them. Okay, so let's make it 22, and then apply a corner radius of 4, and I want a stroke. Okay, so that will just make the whole thing empty. So I'm going to apply a stroke and make it DADA like this. Okay, so I want the box, okay, the field to be empty or to be blank, so I'm going to just remove it like this. So I'll hold on this and then add this, Shift A. Okay, so I'll just push it down like this. Okay, so the next thing is forgot password. So forgot password this way. All right, so I want to change the color to something like red or closer to red. All right, so let's do DD 1C, something this way. Okay, I think this is perfect. Just going to push it to this side, then hold these two, Shift A, apply an auto layout, so I can leave a distance between this and the placeholders. So let's make that 24. Okay, everything is 24 here. Then the next one has to do with a button sign in, so I'm just going to pick a text again, then I'm going to type sign in. Since it is a button, I'm going to make it bold. All right, so Shift A. Okay, make that height to be 56. Make the corner radius to be 10. You realize that everything is being consistent here. That's one thing about clean designs. It has to be consistent. The button and everything has to be consistent. I'm just going to push it also here. Okay, and then I'm going to fill in. I want a blue color for that, so let me go to fill in, and then let's pick this. I think this is okay, right? But the black is not blending well with this, so I'm going to change that text to white here. Okay, so with this, I want to leave a distance between this and this, so hold the 2, and make it 36. I want a distance of 36 between these two. So the next thing is I want to provide other alternatives. So let's bring something like or sign in width. Okay, let's make that semi bold, and then I want to change the color to this, what we have been using, the DADA. Then I'm going to center it this way. Okay, and the distance here should be 36. Yes, 36 this way. Okay, so I'm going to provide alternatives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to actions here and go to this plugin called Iconify. If you don't have it, you can install it, or you can watch my videos on plugins, and then you get to know how to use this. So I'm going to just search for alternatives here. Let's start with Facebook. We have here, let me just pull it down. Then let's go to Google. I'm just going to search for Google. So with Google, I'm going to pick let me just pick this, drag it here, and then I'll go to Apple, and let me just also drag this here. So I want to increase the size of this to be 24. So I'm just going to select all of them and make them 24 each. Okay, all right. So the next thing I have to do is I'm going to bring out a rectangle, make the radius again to be 10, and then I want a dimension of 60 by 60. All right. Okay, so basically I want to fill in it with a color which is closer to the blue but a little bit lighter. So I'm going to pick this, then I'm going to make it a little bit lighter, right? Light, not too much like the blue. So let's see. So let's go back. Let's go back and try something. Okay, so let's reduce it here instead. I think let's make it 40. Yeah, I think this is beautiful. This is nice. So I'm just going to drag this and put it onto this. Okay, as you can see here, then I'm going to drag my mouse over the two and apply Shift A and auto layout. Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate this. Okay, then delete this from this and drag the apple to this. Okay, then I'm going to hold Shift so that I can be able to put it here and drag it well. Okay, so Control D again this way. I'm going to delete this again, and I'm going to drag the Facebook on it. I'm going to hold down Shift so it gets to be on it. All right, so with these two, I'm going to drag my mouse over this tree, Shift A, so that I can apply an auto layout and center them well. All right, so I want to reduce the gap between them, making it 36, and then the distance here also another 36, I guess. Yes. Okay, so we have 30, yes, 36 here. All right, so basically I think the last thing we have to do is to bring a text. So let's put this, don't have an account. All right, so we bring a question mark, don't have an account, so that the users can just click here to sign up if they don't already have an account. Okay, so let's change the color here a little bit, less darker, something like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate this, bring it down somewhere here, and then I can have sign up. Okay, so let's put it here. So I'm going to change the color of that to the primary color we are using, which is blue. I think this is it. All right, so I'm going to hold on this, select the two, and apply Shift A, and just reduce that distance between these two from here, as you can see. All right, then let's go to the top here, center it, okay, and reduce the gap here to be, I think 36 is okay. Okay, so I'll just click the whole frame here and then scroll down on the right panel, and then where I see layout guide, I'm just going to click on the eye, and then the layout guide gets move away. If I click on it and again it comes back. So basically this is a very clean sign in screen or login screen we'll have here. So you've just designed your very first app screen in Figma. We combine everything we've learned so far, typography, components, auto layout, and styles, into a real mobile login screen, all right, or sign in screen. So in the next video, we will make this screen interactive with prototypes, so it feels like a real app. See you in the next one. Bye.